Aries, welcome to your July 2023 monthly reading here. We're just going to go ahead and jump straight in. Thank y'all for being patient. I know it's been a few days, so we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into the July reads. So fire signs will be getting their July readings first. So let's take a look, Aries. We're going to change up the spread here. We're going to take a look at the overall energy. We're going to look at your current energy. We're going to look at the challenge here. Interesting. Future position here. I do get here. There's some type of chapter that you're closing out in your life, some type of cycle that you're closing out in your life. And with that, a new one is beginning here. Now, the Knight of Wands being the overall energy and the World card, this does signify to me that this could be broadly speaking, this could be travels, some sort of adventure that you're going on. That could be even, that can have, there could be potentially a move here. This is just what's coming off the top of my mind right now, off the top of my head, as I'm channeling these cards as they're coming out. Y'all know me, we about to go deep. So let's take a look at your relationships down here in this corner. We're going to take a look at how to get through your challenge, and we're going to take a look at the outcome. Yeah, definitely something is closing out in your life. I'm going to keep it 100% real with you, Aries. I feel like this is going to be a month to where you're realizing like what personally matters to you. And there's a lot of things that I see here that you're closing out, like you're putting your foot down on. And I kind of feel like there's some type of like revenge energy here. There's some type of resentment energy that you may be carrying about a certain situation here. And I feel like this is going to be active healing month for you. Now, and that's not to mean that there's not anything great going on this month, but I really do get here, Aries, that there's something like some type of significant chapter or cycle that's closing, especially with the World card and the Three of Swords being here. It's interesting because the World card is the archetype of Saturn, right? The World card is Saturn. And the Three of Swords is also a Saturnian card. It's Saturn and Libra. And Libra deals with the quality, fairness, the sensitivity to fairness. You have this sky bridge possibility for union here. So you're closing out one chapter. You can even see it in the imagery of this card. You can see like the stepping stones or the stones walking up there. And that's just symbolically speaking of, in order for you to get to the new timeline that you want to go to, there's something here that you're going to have to put an end to. Or something that you're going to have to address. And this could be definitely about a relationship here. It's interesting as well because you do have the sun in Cancer right now. We got Mercury coming into Cancer today as I'm doing this video. And so that's going to be in your fourth house. And the fourth house is a house of integration, emotional integration, right? Our foundation, right? It's the house of how well we get that self-nourishing joy. So, and you have this 10th house authority here. So there could be a lot of things changing in regards to your career. Maybe that's the cycle that you're closing out. Maybe that's the chapter that you're completing. But I feel like you're having to take charge. You're having to be the authority in your life to strive after what it is that you want. But I feel like it's almost like you have to address the root issue here with certain situations. So let's jump into this read now. Like I said, the Knight of Wands being the overall energy. This is going to be a month to where you're going to need to take charge. I feel like this is going to be your month to where you are going to be taking charge. Think about it. Mars and Venus is still in Leo. Right, and Mercury is going to be flying through Cancer. Like, it's only going to be there for like 2 weeks, And then it's coming into Leo. So we're going to have Mars, Venus, and Mercury in Leo. I mean, there is going to be a Venus retrograde. So we're going to be rethinking our values, what we like, and stuff like that. But the Knight of Wands being here, I feel like this is you stepping into that Leo energy, the confident authority, right? Taking action here. So, and right now you're in a deep stage of contemplation with the Hermit, could be sort of like in your own solitude, could be spending a lot of time at home. And it's not to say that you're not doing anything, but I think with the Hermit, like you actually are doing something, whether that's, you're working with the Hermit, or you're sort of, connecting to your soul, right? Maybe doing some deep inner reflections here as well. The challenge is the Five of Swords. Some type of disagreement, dispute that you've been having in regards to a particular situation. The Hermit does deal with elders, so maybe it's in regards to elders. So take it as it resonates. But with the Five of Swords being here in the challenge, it's like you're having to disconnect from certain situations and things that just aren't in alignment with where it is that you're trying to go in your life. The World card being in the future position here. The World card is, like I said, it's a chapter closing out. It's a cycle ending, and it's also a new one beginning. But you're definitely going to have to tie the knot here on something to solidify the ending of something. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Maybe, for instance, let's say, in order for you to move, in order for you to get the career that you've always wanted, for an example, or to live the lifestyle that you've been wanting to live, let's just say it requires you to move, right? And you're realizing, like, these people around me, where I'm at, I don't like it. It's not in alignment with my values anymore. I was just kind of here to kind of please people and but now I want to do my own thing. And so that World card being here is like you having to, that's a chapter closing, right? You're going to go for this is an example, by the way. You're going to have to go move, right? It's interesting as well, because when we think about the 10th house, well, that's a Saturn house. So this is about you making a game plan for yourself for the month and stepping into that confidence, stepping into being your own authority, right? I wouldn't do anything. Well, we'll see how this goes. 2 of Wands is in the position of your relationships. Honestly, Aries, I feel like you're focused on yourself. This is actually Mars in Aries. I'm not to say that you're not really focused on your relationships here, but it's more so I feel like you're doing what it is that you want to do. I feel like you're putting yourself first here. And I think that's required, honestly, if I'm being real with you, especially with the Sun in your 4th house right now, Mercury in your 4th house. Right? I think this is really about what's going on in your inner world, in your inner life, and are you happy or not with Mars and Venus in that 5th. 4 Swords is your advice here. The 4 Swords is my card of recovery, in all aspects, right? Recovery, like giving yourself time to meditate and contemplate. I think it's really wanting you to think some things through here before you take that decisive action. And I know you guys always get the BS of you guys are impulsive, but there could be some impulsive moves that you're trying to make here. I think the 4 Swords is really wanting you to take some time to reflect and see what's the best thing to do, and not just impulsively do something. 3 of Swords in the outcome, I feel like you're seeing the reality of a situation. And let's be real here. The 3 of Swords, it is the worst card in the deck, okay? But hear me out for a moment, Aries. The 3 of Swords doesn't always necessarily mean that it's something that you're feeling, right? It could just be the realization, like the harsh reality of a situation that you're realizing, like, yeah, this doesn't serve me anymore, or this isn't working, or yeah, this isn't fair and I'm going to do something about it. That's the 3 of Swords. Let's see, what do we got here? You got to let go of a fixed plan, allow for spontaneity and growth here. I think it's kind of telling you to go with the flow. Here's the thing. We do have, I'm going to be talking about more. The astrology channel is about to be there's about to be a lot more videos on that channel, because there's a lot of things that I'm seeing in this reading. Saturn is really coming through, and Saturn right now is in Pisces. That's in your 12th house. And the lessons for you, the obstacles for you is subconscious things, right? And so the 12th house is a house of self-redemption, or it's a house of self-undoing. And it's like with Saturn being in Pisces in your 12th, the 12th house, in order for it to be self-redemption, it requires privacy. It requires introversion. It requires solitude. And it's a spiritual house. So you can say, like, to connect to that, to understand what those subconscious blocks are, it takes a lot of deep, intrinsic looking spiritually. And so I'm almost picking up, especially with Sun Saturn, right? The Sun Saturn energies, when we're talking about astrology, humanistic astrology, that Saturn is there to show you the limitations and restrictions and the barriers that you must face in order for that sun energy to expand, in order for you to really tap into your solar potential, right? And so right now we have the sun in Cancer. So in order for you to tap into and be more aware of the energy of what's going on right now in Cancer, which Cancer deals with, it's really personal integration, right? So in order for you to do that, it takes a lot of deep reflecting. And this is like going all the way back to the roots of things, to the core of things, because the fourth house is the roots, which deals with our family life, our stability, the way we nurture ourselves, the way we were nurtured. And the 12th house is a house of spiritually reflecting and understanding, subconscious, letting go of the blocks and learning how to be spontaneous, right? Like there's another way of doing things. You don't have to force things with that. Let go of a fixed plan. I hope that makes sense. I'm channeling straight up. Yeah, this feather faith. Yeah, feathers are the symbolism of faith, but they're also a symbolism of like being more airy, not fiery, but more light, right? A little bit more carefree, not as like not as heavy. All right, let's clarify your read. This is like a self-redemption type of energy that I'm getting, and for an example, so let's just say like it's kind of like a lot of like growing up, it's like the shadow, right? It's a lot of shadow work I feel like you're going to be doing this month, if I'm being 100% real, until that sun comes into Leo on the 22nd of July. I believe that's when it is, 22nd. Yeah, it'll be 22nd. There's going to be a lot of deep shadow work. But once you do that personal integration, then you can do that expression when the sun comes into Leo on your 5th, right? So there's a lot of shadow work I get. And I feel like this is like self-redemption. You sort of retrieving you ever heard of the split in the personality, right, where we have splits? I think this is you sort of doing that integration work. This month has the potential for it to be super successful. 6 of Wands on the Knight of Wands here. Overall energy. It's almost as if it's about personal success and your ability to be able to feel free in your self-expression, to do what it is that you want, not to have some type of limitation and restrictions, whether that's something subconscious or whether that's just things in your life. So, and also too, it's like some of you, your 10th house may be in Leo, or there's some type of Leo placement that you may have. But I really do feel it's like you want more success. You want to build your own life and do your own thing. 10 of Cups on the Hermit, a lot of deep self-reflection. It's about finding that powerful spiritual vision. And it's also about spiritual healing. Six of Swords on that 5 of Swords here. Yeah, your challenge, it's like, I think you need to understand here, Aries, and you can do whatever you want. All right, I'm just giving you tea here. I think what I'm really getting is like the challenge is like, I feel like you're ready to break away from the things and disconnect from the things that you just no longer need anymore, or that you just don't feel in alignment with anymore. But there's a lesson though that needs to happen with this 4 of Swords, because it's Jupiter in Libra. There's a lesson about understanding relationships. But not just like romantic. I'm talking about all relationships. And there's a lesson also as well, or there's a teaching here of like, what can you do to see the positive and understand the positive and see how this is going to help you moving forward, rather than just like, I don't want to think about it, I just want to go, I don't even care, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's something here that you're needing to learn. You can do whatever you want, Aries. I'm just keeping it real. Some of you may have Libra in your chart. Nine of Cups in the World card here. But hey, look at that future, though. I like the future position. Something's closing out, and this is some sort of newer thing that you're stepping into. You're finding a deep vision and a deep meaning in regards to what you want to strive for with that Hermit and the Ten of Cups. And then the World card with the Nine of Cups here in the future. The Nine of Cups is the vision in the mind's eye that you want to pursue, right? Something that you're seeing, your dreams, or just something that you're very inspired by. And it's about the action step toward that. And I feel like you're ready. I feel like all of this has developed you in such a way that it's now time for you to go and do something new or do your own thing here. Does that make sense? Yeah, I really don't feel like there's anything going on in your relationships. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not saying like there's nothing as significant importance, I feel, for the month. I could be wrong. Hopefully I am. Two of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, though. I think this is you about. I think this is really about you improving yourself. The Eight of Pentacles is my card of improvement, right? It's sort of like when we see our own limitations and we understand, like, oh yeah, I need to do these things for myself and do this, and I need to do that before I can even focus on relationships or really, be involved in relationships. And I'm talking about all relationships. Four of Swords in the Tower. I would wait. You don't want to make a mistake. Damn, that rhymed. So the Tower obviously is the card of you're ready. You have that deep urge to want to break out of these Saturnian boundaries that you've been feeling, and but you don't want to do something so carelessly because it could just turn out to be like a mistake that was kind of, happens. And so I was telling you to wait. Let. It's almost as if, how there's like so much energy, like when the waves are coming and it's just going crazy. Well, it's pretty smart to stay on the shoreline until the waves kind of go away. I'm not talking about surfing. I'm just talking about if you want to go swim, right? So it's just like waiting for the waves, the huge waves to come down, for the water to settle. And then you start to plan, or you start to move. Jupiter again coming out with that Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords here. There is really no loss. I kind of feel like it may feel like a loss in some type of way, but I feel like with a loss, there's like a gain here as well in the outcome. And I think this is some sort of personal sacrifice that you're doing that's going to allow you to be able to shift into the new timeline here. Yeah, it's going to allow you to be able to explore the newer desires and the newer things that you're going to be seeing in the future. So that's what I got for you, Aries. I appreciate y'all for watching, and yeah, great month, crazy month. Anyways, if you want to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below in the description. Any question that you have, I answer it. Just go to my website. All the information is there. You can book it there. And yeah, if this video resonated with you, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I will talk to y'all later.